I was there. I was on the USS PC 1546, a World War II patrol craft, a subchaser. The ship was small, 173 feet long, 23 feet wide. Had a crew of 5 officers, 55 enlisted men. I was a gunnery deck officer at the time.
Good morning, Bill. Why are you wearing those goggles?
Hello, Rachel. I got these goggles to see if maybe it would help me remember what it was like that morning on March 1st, 1954. I was standing topside on the bridge of the PC 1546. We were on station about 30 miles from ground zero. I was the duty officer in charge of the ship, waiting for the countdown to begin at 6:45 a.m., just before dawn. The darkest time of night. Pitch black, no lights anywhere, just blackness, no stars, nothing. It was like the stars had gone to bed. I could hear the breathing of the lookout next to me, the muffled sound of the ship's engines, the waves gently slapping against the ship's bow as we waited. Only the duty officer and lookouts with special green goggles were allowed on deck to watch the test shot that morning. Everyone else was below deck to protect their eyes from the intense light of the explosion. The other ships nearby were blacked out. No lights could be seen anywhere, just blackness. Nothing. No matter where you looked, there was an endless void of darkness. I checked my watch. The luminous face glowed in the dark. Only a few seconds now. Little did I know at the time I was going to see the most spectacular display of energy ever released by man, the deadly H-bomb. Suddenly, the squawk box came alive. The countdown began. Stand by. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Then the whole sky erupted in a bright light, like a giant flash bulb had gone off in my face. The intensity of the light enveloped the ship and everything around us. It was bright as day. I could see the other ships clearly, and the waves rolling out ahead of us. It was like a ghostly scene from a horror movie. Everything was black and white with that greenish tint because of the goggles. The cloudless sky was torn to pieces. A gigantic churning inferno of white vapor began to emerge, expanding upward and outward in all directions. This eerie white light persisted, getting brighter and brighter, and then on the distant horizon, a bright ring of light was emerging. But this wasn't the sun. It was a giant fireball. Then a mushroom-shaped cloud appeared below and rose rapidly upward, spreading out in all directions. A few minutes later, I took off my goggles, watched the towering cloud spread outward, filling a blue sky overhead. We were maintaining our position with the other ships nearby. We thought we'd be leaving the area for long and be back on routine patrol duties for the next shot, but we heard nothing. We drifted along and watched the expanding white cloud, radioactive coral, sand, water as it got closer and closer. About noon, the skipper began to receive reports of fallout from the radiological safety officer. All the ships were still on radio silence. The red safe officer made more checks. At first, the clicks of the Geiger counter could hardly be heard. There was no sign of danger, no warning, nothing. Just a large white cloud spreading out around us. But the clicks got louder, faster. 20 milliroentgens per hour, building up rapidly, reported the red safe officer. The skipper was worried, still had no word from any of the other ships. But suddenly the radio crackled. Wallpaper, wallpaper, this is Scoutmaster. We're getting fallout. Begin countermeasures. Over. Each of the ships answered up in order. The skipper immediately sounded the alarm for atomic attack. The decks were cleared, all doors, air vents, anything else that was open was closed. The ship fitter rushed to his duty station and started the gasoline-powered water pump. The long steel pipe attached to the outboard side of the ship was quickly lowered into the water. Finally, a steady roar of the water pump could be heard. Would this so-called jury-rigged washdown system work? We were all sweating, waiting, wondering, as we prepared to engage an enemy that could not be seen or heard. Then we got the word. The washdown system was on, and it was working. Instantly, hundreds of gallons of water sprayed over the entire ship. It felt like we'd run into a rain squall. The humidity became unbearable. The air inside the ship below decks was heavy and foul. No one was allowed topside. Radiation readings were being taken throughout the ship, and a warning posted any hot spots. Then early on the second day, it had diminished enough to allow us to take some readings outside. They were low enough to permit the ventilation system to be turned on again. Preparations were made to scrub the ship down from stem to stern. Everyone was jubilant and happy for a good reason. Our homemade, jury-rigged washdown system had worked. We survived and had been able to carry out our assigned mission.